Hello YouTube! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another Blizzard daily upload. It is Starcraft 2 time once again. This is game 2 of the match between Innovation and sOs. In the top middle right we have sOs, the Protoss player, and in the bottom, I'd say bottom right, we have Innovation, the Terran player. Now, this is game 2 of a best of 3 match. And so we saw in the last game that sOs was unable to prevent his third base from getting sniped over and over by that Marine Marauder medevac composition from Innovation. Innovation was able to get their third base up and won a very decisive battle just outside of that third base in which Innovation was crushed. sOs was crushed. Innovation took the win as sOs gracefully tapped out. Now, the question is, are we going to see the same strategy from Innovation in this game? He does get his supply depot down at the ramp. The pylon for sOs is near the mineral line. The difference being that Protoss have an ability called, where is it? The mothership core is able to do a photon overcharge, which, when the mothership core is out, it can overcharge the Nexus and turn it into a giant long-range cannon for about 30 seconds or so. And so if you have everything up nearby your Nexus, if you get under attack by the Terran army, you will just throw down the proton overcharge. It drives them off for a little bit, giving you some precious seconds, up to 30 seconds or so, to get up an army of your own and defend against it. But it's not enough to quite win the game outright. It is great for defense in some specific circumstances, however. Now this map is one that is fairly unfamiliar to me, and when it's new I kind of like to see what we can do with it. So the ramp leads down to obviously the natural expansion. It's called that because it is easy to access from your main. It is very nearby. And if you're taking a third base as Protoss, I'm going to guess... yeah, I mean, either of these bases are pretty accessible. But the question is, do you want to be moving farther away from the Terran player or closer to the Terran player? I guess it depends on what style you want to run as Protoss, but if we get to that point, we'll see where Protoss decides to put down that third. We have an SCV that's scouting up in the wrong direction, as we're going to follow him for a minute. I'm going to assume this is a 3-player map, and this is one of the 3 places that players can spawn. And Innovation just chose incorrectly, so now he knows that sOs is up in that top right spawn location. I imagine he's probably just going to go home. He doesn't need to do too much scouting with this SCV. He just needed to know where the Protoss was, and that affects his battle choices. Once again, we have the Reaper opening from Innovation. He's heading right up. He knows exactly where he's going thanks to the scouting done by that SCV. He hops up the ramp, moves on up into the main. Oh, sees a running probe he's able to kill. And in the meantime, the mothership core pops out and chases him away, just like in last game. The Reaper hops down, checks out. Okay, there is a second base coming up for sOs. We're going to come back up around the mineral line, try to get another probe kill. Unlikely to be able to do so, though, as the mothership core is on point. And just waiting for that Reaper to come back in before, so that it can snipe it. The Reaper's combat drugs are kicking in, picks up a few more points of health, just trying to find an angle to attack. Maybe if I come up around the left side, he says, I'll be able to get off a probe kill, and unfortunately, he is not. The mothership core says, no way, get out of here, knock you down to 12 health and go back home. And now the Stalker's out. And so now the Reaper really has nowhere to go. He was able to get 2 kills, but didn't quite pay for himself, I don't think. Did get some good scouting in, though. Did see exactly what's going on, saw the gateways, I think he saw the robotics facility and the cybernetics core and the second base. So he did his job. Not super cost effective, but he scouted like he was supposed to. Innovation has his second base up. He has that small Marine force up, moving down the ramp. Last time he set the Marines at the top of his ramp, more in a defensive position, but today it looks like he is more interested in moving on up. Where exactly is he attacking sOs? With 6 Marines, that can be enough to be fairly effective to do some damage, but I don't even see Stimpack being researched yet. The tech lab's not even done. So this is more just going to be a harassment. It's not going to be so much about killing the Protoss. But if they get a good position, they'll be able to snipe off this mothership core. And Mothership Core does throw down the Photon Overcharge, but is it able to get chased down? No, Mothership Core survives. The Marines are getting killed in 2 shots by this Photon Overcharge. They do get another probe kill, and they die. So I'm going to assume they got maybe 2 or 3 probe kills at the most. So it was some fairly decent harassment. The Harvesters are 32 to 31 in the Protoss favor. Again, that chrono boost can put them in the lead with those Harvesters early on, so that's a pretty good spot for Terran to be in, actually being just 1 behind on that level. Here comes another small attack of 2 Marauders mixed in with about 10 or 12 Marines, and they're moving up. Meanwhile, we have a proxied Oracle down in the bottom left. So this Oracle is a harassment unit that is created by the Protoss. It has this ability, the Pulsar Beam, that attacks enemy ground units, but it is a spell and it does require mana in order to be used. So it can't be used all the time, but if you activate the ability, it can kill very low HP units on the ground very quickly, and that includes SCVs. So a second attack comes on up. Does the Mothership Core have enough for a Photon Overcharge? It didn't look like, unfortunately it did. Ooh, and the Marine Marauder attack gets up into the main base. There are only 3 Stalkers and a Zealot in response, and SOS says, I can't handle that, and taps out. So, Innovation takes the series 2 games to 0 in fairly decisive fashion. I have to wonder if maybe the resources down here spent on the Oracles would not have been better spent on a couple more Zealots or a couple more Stalkers back home. But in the end, Terran is the winner. And thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. See me on Facebook and Twitter at Falcon Paladin. And until next time, you take care of yourself.